What's going on, everybody? Respawn Gentleman here. So Timon just put out this tweet a few minutes ago from the time recording this video. It says, okay, so Bloody Ties is coming in a month. Side story, new characters, fighting and parkour that uses parts of the known open world maps and a small new map and exquisite crazy arenas, tons of vanity items, some cool Easter eggs. That's DLC 1. What do you expect from DLC 2 then? So we'll break this down into two parts. One, first of all, this does confirm for everyone out there who still thinks that DLC 1 is just an arena, because I get those comments all the time. There's a ton of people who still think it's just Bozak Horde 2.0. This 100% is proof for you that no, that is not what it is. It is a full-on DLC that has stories, like all sorts of stuff, places to explore, things to find. It is not just an arena. It has arenas in it, but that's not what it actually is. I wanted to get that out of the way before we kind of dive into Dying Light 2 DLC 2, because I really want to kind of dive into what I think that would look like. Now, here's my reply to this tweet. I said, I think DLC 2 should be similar in size to the following and give us some type of transportation. I want to explore what happens to Aiden after he leaves Villador and visit places like Baines and New Paris that were mentioned during the game. So I don't want something like a buggy in the game, because we did have that in the following, which is really fun, don't get me wrong. But as far as like the story for the game goes, this takes place like 15 years after the collapse of civilization. I don't know if you know this, but gasoline and stuff like that doesn't last very long, and there's a good chance that no one's been able to just constantly manufacture the stuff. Forget about the logic of the generators working in the main game. Forget that. It just doesn't make a ton of sense that 20 years later or 15 years later that we're going to have vehicles being able to be driven around. So I don't think a buggy is going to be what we're going to get. I think it would be cool to have something like a horse, or honestly, a horse would be the best. Maybe like a bike or something like that, or something we can use to travel around. I think that would be amazing. We don't know for sure. I think that's one thing they're looking to is add some sort of transportation with it, but we don't know what it's going to look like. I really want to explore this. For me, I want it to be this huge area that has different settlements, because we know that Villador is known as the last city, so to speak, because they got walls put up around the whole entire city, which means that everywhere else is kind of like a settlement. They don't have walls put up around them, so the infected can come and go basically as they please. So this is a cool way that if they do something like that, you can have a place like Baines where Spike gets the medicine for Jack Matt, or the package, or whoever faction you end up with at the end of the game. You see Spike have a package. Hey, I got a package for this person from Baines. So I think being able to explore that area would be cool. You see that at the very, very, very beginning of the game, Aiden mentions New Paris. And I just think it would be amazing to have multiple different settlements you could go to, and it just be something that has a lot to explore. There's different stories and characters and quests and things that take place in each location. So it'd be something that does have an overarching story that ties into the kind of the main story, like what's going on with Aiden, what's up with his weird volatile powers and things like that. And then exploring that more and just seeing his interaction with other people who won't have the biomarkers, because the biomarkers, if you remember from the story, were only something that was in Villador. Because he didn't have one, nobody came across it before. No one was like, oh man, I gotta get a biomarker. He's like, he had no idea what it was. So that means these other places aren't going to have things like biomarkers to tell if someone's been infected or not. So it'd be really interesting to see how those areas kind of play out. That's what I'm hoping. At least we have no idea. We don't even know when DLC 2 is going to be coming out. I have a feeling it probably won't even come out until sometime in 2023, probably at the earliest. Now, this is all speculation, of course, because I have no idea, but I think if they're going to release DLC 2, there's a good chance they could release it at the start of year 2 on February 4th, which would be interesting, but nobody knows when it's going to happen. It could happen that early. It could happen in the middle of June next year. Who knows? We won't find out until much later, of course, at least until after DLC 1's come out. But that's what I think. Let me know in the comments down below what you think DLC 2 should look like. If there's some things that you want in the game, it'd be really awesome to have there. And then also, what are your thoughts on DLC 1 after the explanation I gave a little bit earlier? Is it something that you want to really get into and explore next month? Is it just kind of like, nah, you know what? Even though they're adding stories and all these extra stuff, I'll pass. Just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Dying Light content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.